of the things I love about living in Johannesburg is there's so many cool little places to explore. Yes, there's not a big flat-topped mountain or extraordinary beaches or great vineyards as there might be down in the Republic of Cape Town, but there are lots of places that are full of character, full of energy, full of history, and this is one of them. It's the Victoria Yard. Although I knew of it, it's the first time I've actually been here, and I'm here with somebody who knows the space rather well. He's a good friend of mine, he's a good friend of the show. David Higgs, thank you, introducing me to a place you're rather fond of.
Yeah, it's such a creative space. There's a real creative hub, and it's lovely, and it sprawls. I mean, it sprawls a good kilometre down the road. It's amazing.
It's a space you know really well. It's one you explore a lot on your bicycle, and we're going to chat about bicycles in just a moment. But being here today is not simply grabbing a coffee and hanging out in a cool spot. You've got an initiative that you've been supporting that speaks directly to this part of the city. Yeah,
so the Inner City Can Collective, and what they do is they've been looking after the needy in the inner city for a while now. Essentially, soup kitchens, support from many different sort of angles, and they support different charities. Inner City Can Collective is not just focused on one sort of charity. It's not just them. They're supporting other charities.
Supporting this cause, you could have written a check, you could have dropped off a couple of bags of groceries. David Higgs doesn't tend to do things like normal people do, and so your solution to meeting this challenge was to jump on your bicycle and ride to Knysna.
It was a fairly spontaneous idea, and I decided to, on the Friday, I decided to leave on the Monday. Essentially, Dan, what we're doing is there's this little TV show in inverted commas online called Cooking for a Cause, and that cause really is for the Inner City Can Collective. I love riding my bike. I really felt that I needed to get out, and it's nice to be able to add a cause to that, not just do it for the sake of doing it.
Of all the places you saw on this bicycle trip of yours, where's one I should really look out for?
Look, I think the stretch of road between Crawford and Net, actually between Colesberg and Uniondale, that N9 that runs all the way down to the Western Cape from Colesberg. That stretch of road for me was incredible.
A part of the world I'd always wanted to go to, but even more so now that you speak of it. I can't go and explore there just yet. What I can go and explore is part of inner city Johannesburg. You live on your bicycle, I do not. So as long as you promise that we can go very slowly and mostly downhill, I'm up for a little tour of inner city Joburg.
It's pretty flat, so we're all good.
All right, you can see which one of us is the cyclist by the build. Chef David Higgs and slightly rotund television presenter Dan Nicholl off to explore inner city Joburg. So scarred was I by my cycle through Laos last year with Ron Rutland. This is the first time I've been back on my bicycle. Do not expect great things. Right, so we've done, as you'll see by the change in angle of the sun, about 4 hours driving around inner city Joburg. It's an amazing way to see part of the world on a bike, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. You take it all in, and it's exactly what I was saying to you about the trip down to Knysna. You just sort of forget that it's all there. It's really lucky to be out here.
So it just so happens that across from Victoria Yard is the headquarters of Nando's, so a good place to stop off for some sustenance. Before I jump back in my car and I'll let you ride home, remind us the upcoming television show and then also the Inner City Can Collective. How can we help?
Yeah, so it's not exactly a TV show, but it's an online show. Cooking for a Cause for the next 5 weeks, every Friday at 6 o'clock. Tune in. It's going to be a lot of fun. Guys are going to be cooking. The food's going to be delivered to me. I'm going to be tasting. It's all sort of happening. So, there'll be links all online, but you can go into the Instagram in Inner City Can Collective, and it's all the details are there. Yeah.
And if there's anything that's really come out of 5 very dark months for South Africa, it's that there are plenty of good people out there trying to make a difference, trying to help those people for whom it's been a particular struggle. Top of that list for me, a chef by the name of David Higgs.